بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Assalamu alaikum. Today is Wednesday, the 24th of November 2021. And in our series, Reflections on the Holy Quran, this is broadcast number 279. And today we'll start discussing chapter 2, verse 96. And this is the first part of the broadcasts on that chapter of the Holy Quran. That verse of that chapter of the Holy Quran. Before going any further, I apologize to you that we were unable to broadcast on Monday and Tuesday. And I hope that you did miss our words of wisdom with which we try and inspire you at this time, both first in Urdu and then in English. These broadcasts are brought to you by the Lahore Ahmadiyya community, also known as the Lahore Ahmadiyya movement, Ahmadiyya Anjuman Islam, etc. And this was established by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Sahib, the promised Messiah alayhi salam. And he taught us that although other Muslims want to bring another prophet after the Holy Prophet Muhammad, that the Holy Quran has said that the Holy Prophet Muhammad is Khatamun Nabiyyin, and the Holy Prophet Muhammad interpreted that and said that this term means that he is the last prophet, La Nabiyya Ba'di, no prophet after me. So now no prophet can come, whether it is an old prophet or a new prophet, etc. However, the Holy Prophet did say that reformers, Mujaddideen, will come. And one he referred specifically as the Messiah and the Mahdi. So great was going to be the task entrusted to that Mujaddid. And that was, of course, we believe, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. Now, by the very nature of a reformer, a Mujaddid's work, it leads to disagreement. And the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam preempted what Muslims generally do, and that is that call each other heretics and out of fold of Islam and kafir and what have you, at the slightest disagreement. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallam did this by saying that if one reciter of the kalima says to another reciter of the kalima that you are not a Muslim, then the person saying this is closer to heresy. So this was the Holy Prophet's attempt to stop Muslims from calling each other heretics and kafirs and so on. Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad also taught that some Muslims believe that some of the prophetic revelation, like Ayah Rajam and Surah Walayat, are missing from the Holy Quran. But he said this is wrong. no revelation that the Holy Prophet received from Allah through Hazrat Jibreel as prophetic revelation is missing from the Holy Quran. Similarly, there are many people who believe that parts of the Quran have been abrogated, cancelled. And Hazrat Sahib said, this is untrue. No part of the Holy Quran was, is, or ever shall be abrogated. And he also taught that jihad is a fundamental duty of every Muslim. And every Muslim has to conduct jihad. But jihad as defined by the Holy Prophet Muhammad, not jihad as defined by some other person. And when returning from fighting, the Holy Prophet Muhammad said that from the minor jihad, Muslims were returning to the major jihad. And he explained further that the major jihad, the greater jihad, is a jihad against your own self, against your own soul. This also shows that jihad is not just fighting. And that is the most difficult jihad to conduct, to subdue, to overcome your own desires. So let's turn to the Holy Quran, and the chapter or the verse we are looking at, as I said, chapter 2, verse 96. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وَلَتَجِدَنَّهُمْ أَحْرَصَ النَّاسِ عَلَى حَيَاةٍ وَمِنَ الَّذِينَ أَشْرَكُوا يَوَدُّ أَحَدُهُمْ لَوْ يُعَمَّرُ أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ وَمَا هُوَ بمزحزحه من العذاب أن يعمر والله بصير بما يعملون. And you will certainly find them the greediest of men for life, greedier even than those who set up gods with Allah. One of them loves to be granted a life for 1,000 years, and his being granted a long life will in no way remove him further off from the chastisement. And Allah is seer of what they do. This comes after, in verse 94, God says that do they think that the heavens is only for the Israelites? If it is, then why is it that they don't desire death? And God says they don't desire death because they know what they've done. They know what their deeds are. And they desire long lives. But even if they were to live for 1,000 years, they'll still have to pay. They'll still have to account for the things that they have done. And We're going to look at the first two words of this verse, وَلَا تَجِدَنَّهُمْ and أَحْرَفَ. So let me go to my computer notes. The first word, وَلَا تَجِدَنَّهُمْ, it occurs in the Holy Quran. Well, its root is Wa Jim Dal, and it occurs in the Holy Quran 107 times, 106 times as Wajada, and once as Wujd, and it means to find, to gain knowledge of, to learn. Find not just in the sense of, someone drops 50p and you find that 50p. Also about gaining knowledge, learning. They will learn. So if you look at the dictionary, what we found is this, that al-wujudu means to attain something, to learn something, to find something. And this can be done in many ways. We can do it with our senses that we have. For example, touch, sight, hearing, taste, and so on. They help us learn about things, gain knowledge about things. You have a cup, you can see the cup, you gain knowledge about the fact that there's a cup over there. And then you go and you touch it, and it's burning hot. Now, your knowledge wasn't complete because you only utilized one of your senses, sight. But when you utilize touch as well, that gave you extra information. It's not just a cup, it has something in it that's made it hot. Or even if it doesn't have anything in it, still it is hot. So these are the things you learn, things we learn by using our physical qualities, physical faculties. But then we also have spiritual faculties, and we can learn things from them as well. We have emotional faculties. And for example, emotional things like happiness, anger, sadness. We learn about them because of our emotional senses and emotional qualities. And of course, we have intellect. For example, understanding the glory of Godhead or prophethood and so on. The word Vijdan is used for that. That is when you get a glimpse of the glory of Godhead. So, so the basic meaning is to attain something, to find something, to gain something. And as I said, it also means to gain knowledge of something, and it applies to emotions as well, particularly anger. But it also, a derivative is also used to indicate being rich. And because you have attained the resources to live a comfortable life. So you have literally gained money or whatever else it is that's making you rich. The same derivative of the same word is to fall in love. And if you're separated, then feeling the pangs of that separation. So everything physical, spiritual, emotional, that you learn and gain, this word applies to that. And I'm looking for some short verses. Phalam tajidu ma, chapter 4, verse 43. And if you don't find water, now here it's being used in a physical sense, you'll physically find water. And Mim Wujdikum, chapter 65, verse 6. Here the word means financial resources. How much can one afford money-wise for something. Okay. The next word is aha rafa, and its root is ha ra fad, and it occurs in the Holy Quran in 3 forms, a total of 5 times, 3 times as harafa, or haraf actually, and one says ahraf and one says harif, and it means desiring something, longing for something passionately, with great emotion, with great force. Now, you see, the thing is this, that a similar word, the same word is used in Urdu. Same word is used in Urdu. But there it is used in a bad sense, being greedy. Like, I don't know, whatever it's for money generally. But in Arabic, it simply means a great desire for something. Now, that can be good or it can be bad. But the word itself, in Urdu, the word itself has come to mean something bad. You're greedy. You're just after money. But that's not the case in Arabic. In Arabic, it simply means to desire strongly. It also means greedy. In the sense that, you want that. I mean, like in this verse of the Holy Quran, they're greedy for a long life. So they strongly desire not to die. But as I said, its basic meaning is the strength of feeling, the strength of desire. And the Holy Quran says, in Taharith ala hudahum, chapter 16, verse 37. You strongly desire that they may get guidance. Now, here's something, it's something good. Because the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had a message for humanity. And that message would bring them to an ideal way of living, both in this life and the hereafter. And he really longed, he strongly felt, and he desired that people should follow that guidance. Elsewhere in the Holy Quran, it says, will you kill yourself because these people don't believe? Again, it says, your job is just to deliver the message. You've done that, well, that's it. You've done your duty. You can't do anything more. Again, Wama aksarun nasi walau harafta bimu'minin. Chapter 12, verse 103. And they're most among humans. It doesn't matter how much strongly you want them to believe, they won't believe. Literally, I mean, the word actually means that, I don't know if people have seen, certainly if you come from India or Pakistan, this must be a common sight that a washerman or a washerwoman is sitting by the side of the canal or river or something, and they're taking clothes and they're smashing them on rocks and stones and so on to wash them and clean them and so on, to an extent that the clothes are torn. They make holes in the clothes. So this word comes from that you desire something. This is the washerwoman or man's desire to get clothes clean. That you desire something so much that just like that cloth splits, those clothes, they're torn. Your heart is torn, it's shredded with the desire to attain whatever it is. Now, as I said, in Urdu, this strong desire has become connected with things of this world. Money and this and that and so on, power and position, etc. But as the verses I recited to you just now about the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the original Arabic, it can be for something good. Like this verse of the Holy Quran from chapter 16, verse 37. It says there is this intense desire. This longing is splitting your heart that people should believe. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Again, in the second verse, that most people won't believe, it doesn't matter how strongly you want them to, how strong your desire is, they're not going to believe for various reasons. So that is a good thing. Because the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he knows that he has the magic recipe by following which people can live a happy life in this world and in the hereafter. In this world and the hereafter. And, the Holy Prophet wanted to spread that to everyone. It's a strong passion he had. But in Urdu, it has come to be related to the sort of things of this world. People might want beautiful women or money or whatever it is. And it's with those worldly things that it has become associated, not with the higher values that the Holy Prophet was trying to disseminate. And this is why I always, in these broadcasts, say that we have to be careful. Words, when it may be the same word, but when it goes from one language to another, one society to another, one country to another, even one religion to another, it might take a different meaning. And that may mislead people. As we've seen, the obvious example is jihad, isn't it? The word jihad. It has nothing to do with fighting. It has nothing to do with killing. The word for fighting in Islam is qital, not jihad. Jihad means striving for a higher purpose. But in the West, it has become synonymous with killing, particularly forcing people to embrace Islam. And this is not today. I remember an article or an essay, a composition written by Dr. Leitner, the founder of the Shah Jahan Mosque working about jihad, in which he says that both Muslims and non-Muslims misunderstand what the word means. I remember one example that he gives to explain what it means, and he says that the land is hard, maybe infertile, and the effort a farmer puts in to plow that land, to plant the seed, to water the seed and get it to grow, is part of a jihad. That is a part of achieve an end. And I found it interesting that he said that both Muslims and non-Muslims misunderstand what jihad stands for. And I found it amusing that Dr. Leitner had a better understanding of Islamic concepts than most Muslims themselves. With that, I take my leave of you. Inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, I pray that whoever you are and wherever you may be, may Allah keep all of you safe and sound and free from harm. Assalamu alaikum. Khuda Hafiz. Goodbye.